Let's see who has come in the house. Vegan Realist. Welcome, buddy. And Mary's Vlog. You're very welcome. Good to see you. And I hope there will be more who will come in or pop in, whatever. And as you might notice, I'm not in the best shape ever, but I have seen better days. So you have to bear with me. And, oh, Freeman James, welcome, buddy. Good to see you again. And you have to excuse me, I'm not in the best shape today. I got the flu, so you have to bear with me. And I think we wait until it pops in more people here. And I've prepared my, what you want to call it, potion, which is green tea, honey, cayenne, cinnamon, honey, and vodka. It tastes like shit, but it should help. Oh, jeez. It's horrible taste, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So, how are you doing? I hope everything is all right with you. Hey, Corsair trainers. Good to see you. And I hope you have you in the panel. But if you seem to be can't stay for long, so well, another time, I guess. But it's good to see you anyway, Steve. And I hope everything is all right with you. My potion, uh, it's green tea, cinnamon, cayenne, honey, and vodka. I try to get rid of my flu I got. And I don't know if this will help, but probably. JAUFM, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I'm working on it. Well, I hope this will help. That is better than nothing, I guess. Budget Bushcraft and RV. Good to see you again, buddy. And Steve, I understand you have stuff you need to get done, and I understand that. But it's awesome you could show up for a short while anyway. Well, we had 12 degrees today, so we have fall here now, so the winter is not far away. It will be here soon. Oh, jeez. I hope you get better too, Budget. Well, it's better to have two functional arms than one. but one is better than none, so that's at least something. I had in mind to spice up this stream a little bit, and I hope this will work. Hi, Mary. Well, I'm not okay, Mary, yet. No, not on that one. I think we. Well, I'm not okay yet. I still have my potion. Green tea, cinnamon, cayenne, and honey and vodka. Oh man. Okay, that was a bummer budget. I hope it isn't too bad. Again, hope. I hope you will get that shoulder in shape soon, I hope. And trust me, Mary, this potion I made, it doesn't taste that good. Actually, it is horrible, but anyway. Well, I think we changed that one. Well, I need to spice up the stream a little bit. Welcome, Prepping in Progress. It's good to see you. Welcome. And I hope you are doing all right. Yeah, I feel like reading. I hope not, for budget's sake. That would be horrible. Europe Destiny, welcome. It's good to see you, my friend. And Josie Wales. Yeah, you made it. And only Claire Jones. It's good to see you too. Welcome. And how are you, Europe? I hope you're all right. Are you okay, also, Josie? Well, that will do for the boys, Claire. Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, okay. Misspelled. Misspelling from you, Claire. But it happens. Well, I got the flu, Josie, so I made my own potion. Green tea, cinnamon, cayenne, honey, vodka. And trust me, it tastes like shit, but this will help, I hope. And Desmond Donders, it's good to see you, buddy. Uh, I think I need to change this to if it will work for me. Yeah, that's much better. That keeps the shield from me for a while. I'm Visayas, Alemania. Welcome. Good to see you. Sorry if I butchered your name. I didn't mean to. Uh, well, it's good to see you all here. So I'm happy with that. Well, I had a topic for today, and we stick to the topic. So the topic for today is situational awareness, um, the basics. I'm not an expert on this, but I know the basics. And of course, our trainers, also known as Steve, if he's here, he has probably to correct me on some points because he's better on that topic than I am, but I know the basics. Oh, geez. Yeah, I. If you wonder about the fire behind me, I need to spice this stream up a little bit. So, so I can put out a link. Yeah, Freeman James. But I'm vegetarian, so that doesn't work on me. If you don't want to send me to the hospital, hey Gemma, do you want to come up on the panel, Gemma? Saint Casper, I worship God. Welcome. Neely and David, it's good to see you. Oh, sorry, Gemma. I didn't know that. Maybe another time. Uh, Neely and David, it's good to see you. Uh, and my nice arbitrators, it would be nice if you could keep my chat and stream clean. Well, the basics when it comes to situational awareness is Six Hand Spice family. Welcome. It's good to see you. Uh, the basic when it comes to that is um, everything that sticks out that in your area that is not normal there, like a person. Well, let's say in your area there are only outdoor people, and then one day someone comes in a suit and a trench coat and a hat and a nice bag and Armani suit or something. He would stick out in the area, in your neighborhood. And if he act on a suitable, act on a suspicious way, or he is nervous and he's not belong to the area, you can suspect that he probably can have something not good in his mind, but it doesn't have necessary meaning that he is going to do bad things. But it is worth to keep an eye on him. Okay, guy. Okay, Andy. Do you hear me now, Andy? Or I have to maybe change my so do you hear me better now, Andy? Yeah, I end up coughing again if I shout out too loud. So, Andy, do you want to come up? Thanks, Andy.
Honest. Just winding you up.
Okay, now it froze. Hey, Andy.
Yeah, I just froze. That's better. Now it's you just freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anne said she'd come over and rub some ointment on your chest for you later.
Yeah, I made my potion.
Yeah.
Green
I think it
tea,
was your chest that
cinnamon.
Ian was on about.
Well, it feels pretty tough and rough in my chest.
You're not exactly sounding well.
Well, okay, now I swallowed. Okay, it stuck some cayenne in my throat, so.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know how that is.
No, I won't eat that shit. Hello, Mary. Hello. Jesus Christ, how do I say that? Hello, Ang. I can't say all that. Sorry.
Yeah, I butchered that name too. So.
Ang Visaya. No, Eng Visayas,
Bisaya. Yeah,
Alemania.
yeah,
That's a tongue twister.
yeah. That is. Uh, we're talking about situational awareness, Andy.
Very handy thing to have if you want to be situationally aware is a slight case of paranoia.
Yeah, but a healthy paranoia.
Yeah, that's why I said a slight case of it. Just where you're constantly
If there's
looking
something in
around.
the area that doesn't belong there, that must be considered as suspicious.
I get that every time I look in the mirror.
Oh, that means you, Andy.
Yeah, I shouldn't be there.
No, probably not.
Public seems to agree as well.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, it is like when you drive a car, basically.
Yeah,
You have your three mirrors, one on the left, one on the right, and one in the middle. And when you drive, you need to keep your eye on all these three mirrors, not just straight forward. Because if
and
you
also,
only keep your eyes only straight forward, you will miss something that happens on your right side or left side or behind you.
yeah.
So that is basically what situational awareness is about.
But even walking through the countryside and the woods, just
Yeah,
being aware of things like a bramble thorn hanging across your path, so you
yeah,
don't end up getting sliced
you
on
can use
that.
exactly. You can use that even when you're in the woods to be aware
Yeah,
of things that you can't see, but you can maybe feel them or maybe
yeah.
hear something.
I don't take it the wrong way, but something that's very good for making you very situationally aware is stalking.
Yeah,
When you're in the woods, just trying to stalk up on an animal or a bird,
yeah,
you've literally
exactly.
got to check where every step is going, where every twig is hanging.
Yeah, and you need to know what you have in front of you and at your right side, left side, and behind you. So,
I can do Alemania. I can do Alemania. Yeah, I have trouble with the five senses, Jim. The popular vote is I've just got no sense.
sometimes you have to use the sixth sense,
Yeah, that one we should always listen to. If there's something there saying get out of the area, then do so.
which I call jungle sense.
Yeah, it's also something we have when we're children. If you watch how a child or an animal behaves around a new person, sometimes the dog will just fall in love with a person, and another time it will just hate them for no reason. It's only just met them and it will hate them. But that animal or that child can pick up on stuff that I don't know whether it's when we go through puberty and we believe we know best and we sort of drive those instincts out of ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, as adults, you sort of owe it to yourself to regain them.
You lose that ability to sense that when you grow older. So
Yeah,
that means you need to practice to that get the senses back.
yeah. And to listen to our own subconscious or whatever it is, when you get a bad vibe from someone, listen to it.
Listen to your gut feeling.
Yeah, that's the words I was looking for.
The gut feeling doesn't lie to you. If you see,
No,
if you're downtown and you see a couple of young bloods standing in the corner, and your guts tell you you shouldn't go that way. You should listen
Yeah.
because they can have something in their minds that you don't have any clue about. So, but your gut feeling tells you this doesn't feel really good. So, I think this is best to go around them or take another way or another route.
Or even just cross the street. So as if they do decide to come towards you, you've got some distance already between you and them.
Always keep a distance between you and them. That is the safest. And if you have to run, do it.
Yeah.
But when you run, don't look back because in that case you can trip and
You can run into a lamppost, anything.
And you do a face plant right into the tarmac, and you don't want that.
Or do like I did and run into a street lamp.
Yeah,
that'll stop you pretty quick.
Yeah, that will break your nose bone.
Yeah, luckily I sort of went in on the side of my face. That was when I was a kid. We were just playing chase in a street, in a quiet street. And I looked back to see where this kid was that was chasing after me. I was straight into the lamppost.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, big black eye, big swollen ear.
Hi, Happy Lux. Welcome. Yeah, that must hurt to run right straight into a lamppost.
Yeah. The only advantage of doing that rather than tripping over is if you are being chased by a couple of young bloods, they're more likely to stop and piss themselves laughing.
Yeah.
Whereas
what an idiot who tripped on his foot.
Let's get the wallet. Yeah, you're right there, Alemania. That hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that right, Alemania. That hurts.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as when you're standing up on your push bike to go up a big hill.
Yeah.
And then one of your feet falls off the pedal and you land on the crossbar.
Oh, I know that feeling. That happens to me, and that hurts.
Sty, you're supposed to be doing house bitch duties.
You scream like a lady when that happens.
Yeah. You just sort of lay there on the floor, grabbing hold of yourself. Arbitrators.
Sty North in the house. Welcome.
Yeah.
I think we get him up here too.
No, he's supposed to be doing house bitch duties, getting the place looking all nice and clean and tidy, getting all the cables out the way, all the computers and TVs.
Abraxas, it's good to see you, Chris.
Go on, Sty, up you come, mate.
Come up, Sty. Come up.
Oh, Sty,
just click the link. Okay, the one that stands alone. You're welcome. Good to see you guys. While we see if Sty jump on or not.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
He's probably wearing his French maid's outfit for doing the cleaning in the house. He's got to change quick. How are you, Sty?
Hey, Sty.
Hiya, guys.
It's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too. Good to see you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, I dozed off sitting on my couch, and then I woke up and That's why I said something was going on out here.
Yeah.
I
This is
thought,
Guy's version of situational awareness.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Situational.
that is something you should be familiar with, Sty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've actually taken training in situational awareness a few times.
Well,
It was called
that
poaching.
is awesome.
That'll make you situationally aware as well. Poaching and not getting
Poaching.
caught.
Oh yeah. Just
Good
like getting
poaching.
caught at poaching, that makes you that much more situationally aware.
Yep.
I think I take away this fire now. It's too.
But that training, Sty, was that based around, how can I put it, an urban
Firearm.
environment?
It was firearm training.
Yeah, but was it based around an urban environment as opposed to the natural environment?
Two of the trainings were urban. The other was natural awareness. And we used to teach it at camp. I used to have to teach situational awareness out in the wilderness.
Yeah, but it's like I was saying to Joran earlier, that's a really good thing to have because you could have anything from a bramble vine going across at face height, across the path you're walking on, to loads of widowmakers hanging up in the trees.
Exactly. Situational awareness, most people think it's be aware of who might be around you and might do this to you, do that to you, kind of thing. But actually, situational awareness is what keeps us from what I always call clotheslining ourselves.
Yeah.
You're running from something and you're so intent on what's behind
Welcome,
you
Nomad.
that you hang yourself on a clothesline because you're just
Yeah,
not
like I done
aware.
run into a lamppost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or running in a lamppost. That sucks, really.
Yeah, it's funny how we'll see it in a movie, in a comedy movie. Two people walking down the street. One guy's so busy talking to the other guy, and then he turns and there's that lamppost right there, and he kisses it. And we laugh so hard. But we all know shit, that could have been me.
Yeah.
That could have been me. How many times have I not been aware of what my surroundings to the point where I could have really messed myself up?
Yeah.
And in the outdoors, in a survival type situation, or if you have a apocalyptic type thing, you got to know in the outdoors the subtle changes and things that happen around you, because it'll tell you if someone else is getting near, if someone else is getting close to you.
Like when you've been sitting there quietly waiting for an animal to come out for a long while, and all of a sudden all the birds stop chirping.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't stop chirping for bears and foxes or wolves or anything like that, but they will for a human.
That's right. Yeah, that's the thing, is nature knows what's natural.
Yeah, and what's unnatural.
Right.
Animals can be a huge danger to a human in a survival situation.
Yeah. But they can also be a great benefit.
As a human can be. So.
Yeah, but those same animals can save the human.
Right.
Yeah.
You're trying to avoid being seen, caught, whatever.
Right.
And you've gone to ground and you're, I don't know, for want of better words, just covered yourself in dead leaves or whatever. And you've kept still and kept quiet. If all of a sudden that wildlife around you goes quiet or disappears for no apparent reason, then you know that's the time to make sure you keep really still and really out of the way.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people think animals will always alert other animals of something that's unusual coming into their atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they're
If-
right, except that they don't realize sometimes that alert is shut up.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden everything goes dead quiet. That's the alert. That's the animals telling each other, shh, quiet, quiet, you know.
Yeah. Don't draw attention to yourself.
Right. And other times certain animals they'll scream like a banshee, you know.
Yeah.
I hope I haven't infected you, Sty, with a flu.
No, that's smoker's cough. I recognise that one.
That is not. I hardly smoked today. I haven't been live.
Yeah.
I've been dead half the day.
That 17.5-hour stream was 3 days worth of cigarettes, wasn't it?
Oh, it felt like it. It felt like it. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. Yesterday afternoon, I left. I had to run. In fact, I ran to get a couple packs of smokes, and I get downstairs, and there's a bunch of folks sitting outside because it was pretty warm. It was rainy on and off, but it was nice down at what we call the smoke shack,
Yeah.
and so I walked in, asked everybody how they're doing. They go, "Well, did you get inspected?" I go, "Not yet." I said, "They got till the end of the day tomorrow by that notice." They said, "No, they ain't going to inspect you then." I said, "Why not? What do you mean?" They said, "Well, they showed up last week. They were going to be here Thursday and Friday, and then this week, Monday through Wednesday." I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, they were here last week, and they did all their inspections on Thursday, all their random inspections." Oh, was I pissed. I said, "You mean I've been waiting a week for these SOBs and nobody told me?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, they were all done last Thursday." Oh, my God, was I pissed. Oh, I went storming in the building here. I went to the manager's office, and they said out at the smoke shack they could hear me explaining to the manager about how they're going to never try to get back at my place again. You sons of bitches keep me, tie me up for a full week.
Were there any mothers in the manager's office?
They were all mothers.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, there's not a man in there.
Oh, right. Sorry.
The only men in the they've got 7 staff and they only have 2 men, and that's our maintenance guys.
Sty, what do you think about this Freeman James come up with here? Do you ever notice when one sense weakness in the other senses compensates, but needs to be developed?
Yeah. You know, that's real true. I've seen people with real, and I'd have to say, really advanced, developed senses of one sort, but then they lack so much in another sense. Now, like if a person goes deaf, it's like they see everything. Yeah. They see everything. Person goes blind, they hear everything. They can hear a mouse fart in the next room, you know.
Yeah.
And we used to teach. That's one thing we used to teach at Wilderness Thriving Fundamentals is to develop your senses. So we would take people out and we'd put shooting earplugs in their ears, and we go out for about a 4-mile hike, and you couldn't hear a thing. You're wearing earplugs the whole time. and we'd take our sweet time, go hike out 4 miles and hike 4 miles back. That's a full day. And it was amazing. People, they'd touch each other and then point things they'd see, or they grab each other and point at the ground. Don't, careful, don't trip over that. But it was amazing. What happened was they were watching everything. When we did the earplug routine, they'd watch everything. They quit talking to each other.
Welcome, Natural Life, San Diego.
They knew that it was a wasted sense. Because why talk to them? They can't hear you.
And there's a physical comparison to that as well, Sty. If you think, if you'd have been out in the hills, for want of better words, when you did your ankle, then assuming the distance would have taken you a few days to get home, you would have had to build up other muscles to compensate for that ankle.
Absolutely.
If you made yourself a pair of crutches, you'd have to build up your shoulders, your wings, the layers of skin under the arms.
Yep. You know, and that's true. Is you adapt? Your body has to adapt. To every type of environment that it's going to be exposed to.
Yeah.
Well, it's got one or two choices. It will adapt, or you ain't going to make it out of there.
Exactly. Well, and that's the best frame of mind for a person to have if they, now like my ankle, if that would have been way up in the backcountry somewhere, which I had happened, and I had a Jeep sitting 50 yards away from me, I had to drive that Jeep down with just my left foot, you know.
Yeah.
But
when you was up in the snow, you had to drag yourself through the snow to get to the Jeep, and then you're like, shit, wrong foot.
That's you know, and the thing is you have to stop in every situation, and you go, you have to stop and think, okay, I gotta quit thinking about what hurts.
Yeah, and I've got to start
thinking about the parts that work. The parts that still work. Those are the parts that I got to use.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you realize, damn, those parts aren't very strong on their own. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
I thought they were.
Yeah, because we're the full sum of all of our parts. You take one of those parts away, you take your sight, your hearing, your taste, your sense of smell, touch. You take any of those away, and boy, all of a sudden you realize all the other parts are pretty damn weak. They're only strong together.
Yeah,
so,
they're like a chain.
Yeah. So, and I encourage people. I do that here. It's freaked a couple people out. I'll shut every light off in my apartment, and I got these, they're like doilies, these little tablecloth things. I'll throw them over anything that's got a light on it, like my modem or
welcome JCT,
a charger I have. And then I'll just sit here. For about 45 minutes or so, and I'll make myself go in the kitchen and fumble around, find myself a cup, get it full of water, get in here and use the microwave.
Yeah.
With no lights on. Then after I get myself a cup of coffee made, then I'll go into John and do my business. And then I'll come back in the living room I'll go back and go get my cup of coffee, come back in the living room and sit down. After about 45 minutes and wander around this place with no light in it, then I'll turn the light on. Then I look and see how big of a damn mess I made.
Oh.
But that's part of situational awareness.
Yeah.
How much do you remember of your known surroundings, you know?
Yeah.
It is kind of memory training as well. So you can go practice that. You go to like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever you want to call it,
Right.
And the first thing you can do, pick a place, and you can watch what the staff has for what color they have on their clothes, and try to remember it. And when you get back home, you can repeat that. Your wife, husband, brother, sis can ask you what kind of clothes and colors did the staff had on what did they wear.
Right. See, we would do that too in this one small town that was near us. We'd take the folks into town once during the camp week, and that was one situational awareness exercise we would do and it was a tourist town. It's full of people. But I knew all the locals, knew them all well. And I'd look around, I'd have 3, 4 people with me, and I'd look around and I'd see one of the locals that are kind of unique, and I go, "Hey, everybody, you see that person over there? That person wearing the white t-shirt with the sun on the back of it? Yeah, yeah, we see him. Well, take a good look at him. You see him? Yeah, we see him." And I'd say, "Oh, okay." And then we just walked down, and they're like, "What the hell was that about?" Hour or two later, we're walking back from wherever we were going, and we'd walk back through town, and I'd say, "You guys give me a hand. I want to find that person that I pointed out when we first got here." They go, "Oh my God, we can't find that person. There's 10,000 people wandering around here." And I'd go, "You can't find him, huh?" And I'd look around a little bit, and I'd go, "There he is, right over there. See him?" And you couldn't even see his damn shirt. You could only see his head, right? And what stood out was he had the dumbest looking baseball cap you ever seen that he was wearing. And they were all looking for a white shirt with a sun on it. Nah, you were not situationally aware. See that stupid hat he's wearing? And it's clear blue sky. He's not going to get rid of his hat, but he might swap that shirt out. So when you're trying to be situationally aware and you're looking at like Joran saying, you go into a public place and you start observing this to see how much you're really picking up, what's around you, and start picking up more than this real abstract snapshot. Start picking up the details of things.
That sticks out from other things. If it's a blue, gray, yellow, and you see one red thing that sticks out, that is the red spot you're gonna follow.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, with firearm situational awareness, it goes so far beyond the physical things.
Yeah.
And you start looking for behavioral differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start looking, well, look at that guy over there with the weird twitch.
The other one slowly reaching into his jacket.
Yeah. Or look at that guy wearing the jacket. It's 98 damn degrees out. What's he doing with the jacket on? That ain't right. Either he ain't right in the head, or he's covering something with that jacket.
Yeah. And there's also common everyday common sense ones. When you go to a restaurant or somewhere like that, do you ever even bother looking where the fire exit is? The amount of people that have got no idea where the fire exit is, they're sitting in.
They just walk in and order what they have and take a seat, and they forget about the exits.
Exactly. Yeah. Somebody yells fire, and where do they run to? The front door that they came in from, because they don't know of it, and they got to
run through the fire to get to it.
Yeah,
and that will be blocked.
And they've got an exit that's 5 feet away from them.
Yeah.
But they're going to run through a 150-foot building to get out that front door they came in. That's they always say that if there's a panic, like with a shooter, even in a big place, when there's a huge panic like that, you know where the front door is, because that's where the mass of people are going to run.
Yeah.
You go the other way.
Yeah, where it
Go
says
the other
staff
way, because
only.
there's going to be a back door somewhere.
Yeah, staff only.
Yeah,
Duck in there real quick.
that's exactly. If you're in a public building, look for those employees only or staff only signs, because 90% of those will have an exit from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like with shooters. Bang, bang. They hear a gunshot go off. Everybody's standing there screaming and, oh, whoa, where's it coming from? Who the hell cares where it's coming from? Take cover.
Yeah, get on the floor and crawl out of there.
I mean, God almighty. Where's that coming from? Well, it's coming this way now, because you were yelling, where's that coming from? Shut the hell. Take cover. I mean, and then people don't realize either that if there's a shooter, by golly, I'm gonna, if I'm not armed, I'm gonna get myself in a small, what I consider heavily armored, which would be like a maintenance closet or
the other side of a fire door.
Right. Any steel fire door, and block that bugger. Block it. The shooter can't shoot his way through the door.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
If he, unless he has a grenade launcher, but I don't think.
Right. You know, if the guy's shooting full metal jacketed, armor piercing ammo,
you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's
still one of the best places to be, because he doesn't know if you're standing, laying, crouched in the corner, where you are in that room,
or if you're even there at all.
Right. And if he knows that you went in there and you manage to get something up against that door, people don't realize either the best place to be is the first thing those people think. They lose situational awareness, shooters do. They don't realize who's running here and there. They're just, everything's random to them.
Yeah, but could that be a predator-prey thing? When you're the prey, you're very much more aware, just naturally. But when you're the predator, you're focused on one thing.
Absolutely right, Andy. If somebody is out to randomly kill somebody,
they get what we call tunnel vision.
Yep. And they're looking for the weakest, easiest prey. That's it. They're just looking for the weakest and easiest prey, because their goal is to create damage. Their goal isn't to pick out one person. You know, so what they're doing is they're going through and they're looking for the slow ones, the weak ones, that's like when you hide in a room. Oddly enough, in situational awareness, your best bet, if you get in a room and you get that door blocked, stay on the same wall as that entrance and get yourself in one of the two corners. Don't go to the back of that room, because that's what the shooter's going to be thinking, is that you're going to go as far away from that door as possible. So they're going to randomly shoot through that door, and typically about waist height.
Yeah, but the
Get
other
your butt on the floor and as close to the shooter and off to the sides as possible.
Yeah, but you think about it. If you say that's the thickness of a door,
Yep.
Between you and the outside world, you stand. If the door's here and you stand here, suddenly that is the thickness of what he's got to shoot through to get to you.
Exactly, because he's got that. He's all that substrate now.
Yeah. Instead of being 6 inches thick, is now 12 foot thick or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just
Liam Haymans, welcome. Good to see you.
Welcome, one and all. I'm on the StreamYard's page. I can't see diddly.
And one thing I have heard is if you hide behind a thick door and you have the shooter on the other side of the door, uh, and if you have your cell phone, you have to turn off the sound on your phone, because if he hears that your phone is ringing, he will understand that you are there, and he will
Right.
try to reach you.
Exactly.
There's also the logic
Exactly.
of
See,
you're-
that's one thing people don't realize either is, okay, you're in a life or death crisis situation, and it doesn't even have to be a shooter. You call emergency services, whether here in the US it's 911. I don't know. You guys got to have the same kind of equivalent, right?
Yep.
We have 112 here.
Yeah. You dial them and make sure, turn your volume up, hit mute, dial them, and hold that phone in the direction of whatever's occurring. Don't you say a damn word. Let them figure it out. They will figure out what's going on. And they'll send every available copper they got, because they're going to hear shooting in the background. They're going to hear people yelling, "Oh my God, he's got a gun." You don't have to say a word. These morons will call the cops, and they're on the phone and they're yelling at the cops, "There's a guy outside this door with a gun."
Bang.
And then the cops hear pow pow, and they go, "Hello, hello, what's he doing now? Why don't he talk? Why don't he talk to us?" Because he opened his damn mouth, told the shooter where he was. You know?
Where's the only thing we can hear? A gurgling noise.
Yeah, yeah. Could you spit and then tell us what's going on there? I mean, yeah, just
Sorry, I'm hit.
yeah, yeah. But I've told folks that many times is you don't have to say a word to the cops when you dial the emergency. Just
They figure it out.
they will figure it out, and if they can't, they're still sending somebody en route because you're still on the line.
Yeah. And if
And
you've got a smartphone, they're
they
going to
track
trace
your
it
phone.
real quick.
Yeah, and they always say, don't ever hang up once you've dialed the emergency number. Don't hang up. So many people have called emergency and said, "Oh, I'm in this and this and this situation. I need help." And the dispatcher will say, "Okay, I need a little more." And then they hear click. And then you find out later. And then they called their mother. Then they called their brother or their sister. "I love you. I probably won't see you ever again." Well, now you won't. You had the people that are going to try to save your butt on the phone, and you hung up on them to call mommy and daddy. Well, I'll tell you what, you got no mommy and daddy in an emergency situation. Yeah. It's surprising how I think how mankind in that sense,
Yeah.
through social evolution, has lost
Devolution.
evolution. Yeah.
Devolution. Devolution.
Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Duh. But mankind's lost its independence, where we get in a crisis and right away we look for help.
You want the army, you want the police, you want the rescue services.
Absolutely.
Nice
Yeah.
if they're on hand.
Please help me. I've fallen. You know,
Yeah.
Jesus, come on. Help
Well, why
yourself.
don't you call the National Guard? Why don't you call the National Guard too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not being funny. How many films have there been where the ranger or the copper goes out, he gets out of the car, wanders about, something happens to him, and now he's got to struggle like hell to get back to the car to be able to make the call for someone to come and help him.
Yep. How many times have we sat and watched movies and said, "Don't open that door,"
Yeah.
or "Don't get out of that car. Don't do that."
Especially teenage horror films.
Yes. Yeah.
Every bad situation, they're sitting there shitting bricks and building castles. The cars broke down. They're out in the middle of nowhere, and they get out.
Yeah. They get out and walk through the woods.
Yeah, what's the sense in it? Because if you go missing, then someone finally reports you missing. The car's a dirty, great big object that's real easy to see from a helicopter. A person lying in a ditch, half unconscious, ain't so easy.
Nope. And that's like all of these survival videos. Everybody's, you need to have your 5 C's, and you've got to be able to purify your water. You got to build a shelter. You got to do this. You got to do this. And really, I told all my people, because we were thriving fundamentals, I told them, I said, the first thing you do is you look at what time of day it is. What's the very first thing that's going to happen to you is the sun is moving. That's going to change.
Yeah.
Do I have some daylight to work with? If I don't, then shelter's the first thing. Water and food can wait till tomorrow. I probably won't even have a chance to get a fire going. But if I can get myself some kind of shelter to keep my body heat, my core.
Or the other way around, if it's that hot, get somewhere to get out of the heat.
Right. Get some shade. And what do you do the next morning? Well, you're thirsty. Now you need water. You're going to need water. That's important. You got to find some water. Food can wait.
Food can wait. Water is the most important thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
And pretty fast too. So
and then
water, you'll probably stumble across something you can eat.
That's right. Well, you're looking for materials around where you're going to shelter yourself and food. All of those things come along while you're out there looking for water. Yeah. Wherever you find water, you usually find those materials you need. But the first thing I tell people to do is they want to gather up a bunch of firewood so they can maintain a fire and this and that. And I tell them, no, you maintain, what you do is you make yourself 3 signal fires ready to be lit.
Yeah.
Because you have to make yourself big.
Emergency signal.
In the words of the original Josie Wales, don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man.
I love that film, Josie Wales.
Yeah, and just like Chief Stan George said, endeavor to persevere.
Mystic Days, welcome. Good to see you, buddy.
Do you have those warning triangles that you set out about 50 yards behind your car if you break down over there,
Yep.
Sty?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just looking at what Jim wrote about putting the hood up. Those warning triangles are better off going on your roof.
Yeah.
If you sort of broke down and lost and it's beyond a sensible distance to walk home, or the conditions are such that you're better off.
Do you realize? Yeah, Andy, you're right on to a great one there, because people don't realize that reflective material laid on the roof of your vehicle or laid flat on the ground in an open area. And if there's a clear sky, and it only takes starlight, it doesn't take a full moon, from the air, it just glows. It shines like mad, just like the reflective tape you use with your bicycle.
And someone shone their torch on it.
Yeah. Well, that's like so many bushcrafters say, oh, you need to carry duct tape with you. Okay, that's fine. Carry duct tape with you, but why don't you buy some reflective duct tape?
Yeah. Or better still, get the proper Scotch 3M stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not being funny. What do you need that stuff for?
Exactly.
To save or preserve your life. So
and I
is
love it.
$3
I love
worth it?
It's a great fire starter. I'd rather make a damn bow drill. I mean, that crap does not like to light. I've done ferro rod fires with duct tape, wanting to do a video of different fire starters and stuff. And duct tape, hell no, I won't recommend it to nobody.
Duct tape seems to work okay if you can get the stuff warm enough to start with.
That's it. If you're out there and it's
cold and it's windy and it's horrible.
0 degrees Celsius and you're out there with a roll of duct tape, shit, you can't even get it to peel off the roll, let alone.
Yeah, you can have a hard enough time lighting a candle with a big lighter.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta figure out the name of that movie. My kids got it with that Korean guy that's trapped on an island in the middle of a river, and there's a bridge right there. You can see the people, you can see the cars going by, and there's tour boats going by with people on them, very big multi-deck tour boats. He's out there, he's stranded on this little island in the middle of the river in a city, and he's on that island waving at these people, help me, I'm stranded out here. All them damn people are waving right back at him. Hi. And then they show that guy, he made a plow friction fire kit, and he's trying to rub 2 sticks together and make fire, and he's working, he's getting pissed on, and he's working, and that part of the film, he's put all his effort in there, and he's close, there's a little bit of smoke, and he's out, and he's rubbing that stick. All of a sudden he throws that stick, he's kicking shit, he's all pissed off, reaches in his pocket, pulls out a pack of cigarettes, sticks a cigarette in his mouth, reaches in his pants pocket, pulls out a big lighter and lights that cigarette, puts it back in his pocket, grabs that stick, and he's back trying to get his fire going.
As funny as that is, I could see that actually happening to someone who's panicking.
Lack of situational awareness.
Yeah.
That's exactly
what
it is.
Not just your environment, but what you got with you.
That's it. That they're not
really lack of situational awareness.
Yeah, they're not taking in the whole. They're not aware of the whole situation.
Either that, or they're aware of everything there, but they're not aware of everything within their own person.
That's it. They're looking out there.
Yeah,
they're looking out there. They don't look to themselves for any resources. They're just looking out there. That's like that. I loved hearing that. My grandfather told me that once. We're walking through the woods up in northern Minnesota, and he stopped and he's kind of looking around. I go, Grandpa, are we lost? He goes, look around. And I'm looking around. I go, I don't know where we are. And he says, I do. He says, don't worry about it. And I said, well, where are we? And he says, we're right here. We're right here. He says, I'm never lost. I always know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
He says, sometimes I just don't know how the hell to get somewhere else. He says, but I'm always aware of where I'm at. You know, I'm right here. You know, and I think that's important, is like you're saying, Andy. Being self-aware.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm trying to remember, you know the series Band of Brothers?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
That series.
So, hi, Terry. He says to that recruit, we're paratroopers. We're supposed to be surrounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such an apt
exactly. What did you think we were jumping into, a picnic?
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is so many people become so short-sighted.
Yeah.
They'll see a bad situation and they'll say, how are we going to get through this? Well, why are you even going through it? Why aren't you
even asking yourself that question?
Yeah.
I mean, moment as it comes. You know, if you think things are bad, don't concentrate too much on it, because you could fall over, break your neck, anything. And things could suddenly get a lot worse.
That's right. Well, you guys know Cheesehead Chris.
Oh, yes.
I could not get him. I mean, he would have, in the survival genre on YouTube, he'd have what would be a genre, an outdoor survival type
Story.
viral video story. If it was well edited, and it was, I keep telling him we need to do it like it's an interview, you know, where he's question and answer kind of thing, because kicking the heck out of my camera here. I had to put my leg up. Situational awareness.
To do that interview, Sty.
What's that?
A good time to do that interview would be in the winter when his garden's full of snow, and you sit out at the fire pit and do it in the snow.
Well, and it's because his situation happened in the winter. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I think it's 80 acres that he has there. And their home is way on one end of that big piece of property. And there's like a big, long meadow, and all the rest of it's woods. He just went out for a walk one day, just a simple walk around his property. But it was in the winter. There was very little snow at the time, just some blowing snow. The ground was white and kind of covered. But it had froze so hard, and it had been wet the week before, so everything underneath that snow was just ice everywhere. He's out in the damn woods, walking on his own piece of property about a mile from home. And he can actually see his home. If he walks to the edge of the woods, he could see his home way across that long meadow, and there's an old country road that runs along that meadow. He slipped, and he blew his knee out.
Big time.
Ooh.
Right to the point where his leg literally turned 90 degrees at the knee to the side. It blew his knee completely out, so his leg's just flopping. And, well, of course, that'll throw you right into shock, you know.
Yeah.
He was in and out of consciousness. He doesn't even know how many times during the ordeal. But he said there he is laying on the ground with his leg kind of laying beside him instead of in front of him like it should. He said that he had to forcibly force his leg back, at least so that it was in line.
Lying next to the other one.
Yeah, yeah. And he realized all that he had with him, literally all that he had with him. He had a cigarette lighter with him, just by chance. He's not a smoker, but he's an eater, so he always wants fire. But he's got a cigarette lighter, and he's got a Swiss Army knife, folding Swiss Army knife in his pocket. He crawled himself, got himself completely out of that situation into the front door of his house, and his dad came out and helped load him up in a vehicle, get him to the hospital. And he should have died. He should have died. And when we talk survival around Cheesehead, I guarantee you, you look at it.
It wasn't exactly a short one for him either, was it?
No.
Because he kept passing out and trying to drag himself
out. He said he could crawl about 5 to 10 yards, and then he'd pass out. And he said he could see every once in a while a vehicle go by on the road, and he said he was no more than a city block from the road. And he said he'd yell and he'd get his arms up and wave. Nobody ever slowed down. Nobody ever stopped, because they're not looking out there for someone crawling through that meadow. And I asked him, I said, why didn't you crawl to the road? And he said the problem was he didn't know how long he had. He didn't know how long he'd be able to carry on. And he says, what if I only make it to the ditch and they can't see me? And he said, even though I saw like 3 cars during that whole ordeal go by, he said that was a busy afternoon, a real busy evening. He says sometimes the car wouldn't go by except once every 5-6 hours. He said if he could keep moving, pulling himself at that pace, that he knew that he would be found at his home much faster than he'd be found out on that highway. So he kept his wits to him, and he looked at the situational awareness is I can't get there and get rescued. I can get there, but I'll probably die doing it. I can get home and maybe I'll survive doing it. So he had to make all those judgments and choices. And he says the worst part of it was it felt like it was forever, but it was like the time was gone. It just, things move so fast because you have to think about, you have to get rid of everything in your mind and think just about what is happening that second.
Yeah.
And
down to the freezing cold pain in your hands.
right. And I told him, I said, I'm going to ask you what's probably dumb questions. Did you try to make a splint for your leg? He goes, are you freaking mad? He said, I couldn't touch the damn thing without passing out. He said, I had to literally put my leg behind me. He says, not just physically, but mentally.
Welcome, Sunshine Cooper. Good to see you.
Yeah, but his story is just amazing. Just amazing because his Swiss Army knife. I'm trying to remember what he did. He cut something to help him. I don't know if it was a short walking stick, but just to use as an anchor point to help him move.
Yeah.
But he said he said that he had, once he got his legs straight out, he's rolled over and leaned up against a tree. And he said he sat there thinking about what he's going to do. And he said, first thing that came to mind is I'm going to freeze to death. Because he was dressed for a walk. Okay, he wasn't dressed for survival.
Yeah. Take care, Alemania.
See ya. But he said, he says, and all of these survival tips came flushing in on him at once. And he says, oh, yeah, take my Swiss Army knife. And, one of these wonderful, romantic survival stories, I survived with just a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. He says, I was very glad to have had it, but he says, I didn't get much use out of it. He said, I did not. He says, I knew I will not survive the night because it was getting close to dark. He says, I won't survive the night. I can't gather firewood. I've got a busted ass leg. I can't get to it. The material needed to have a fire. I can't. And he said, I've got a saw on my Swiss Army knife. He says, that little saw, what was it going to do? Build a cabin?
Welcome, BK42. Good to see you, buddy.
I got my dang camera in the wrong place. It's blocking my chat. kind of like my oldest sister. Linda, when you move, you're blocking my view.
Hi, BK42.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but she said, the thing is, and I know it's tough, you don't want to show off how busted up you've gotten. We all love to show off that oh, I got a special scar here. Check this out. But I'm telling you, Cheesehead's knee is as big around as a person's thigh, where they had to repair it. It's just terrible. Just terrible. And And there he is. He's out walking around. You know, he ain't going hiking a long distance or anything, but
The
he's
fact that he's still breathing.
that's it. As having a bum leg versus being 6 feet under. Yeah, there's a and but he would, and I keep telling him, geez, cheese, you don't get it. You had probably a 1 in 100 chance of you getting from where that happened to your home and then getting to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, and you probably had a 1 in 1,000 chance in comparison to other people of surviving. Everybody else would have died. The other 999 would have died out there.
Yeah. I agree with you, Sty.
Yeah. They would have sat there or laid there and just yelled for help until they expired. But he had the wits and the sense to put
And
all the
determination.
BS out of his mind and be situationally aware of every moment until he was rescued, you know.
Yeah.
And do
That's
the one thing that so many people won't do, help himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no one else to help him.
Exactly. So when people bring up survival with Cheesehead, his demeanor, oh, he sounds mean and nasty, and he really loves to pick on me. And nah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He really does give a shit about people. He really does. But you bring up survival with him, he's not shy to tell him, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
He says you don't know what survival is until you're damn near dead.
And you could even argue that does survival really include getting an optional shopping list of things to take with you to put yourself in a survival situation?
Well, that's it. I have people. I do it. I do it. I mean, for crying out loud, a month ago, I got out of a hammock and crippled my ass 30 feet from camp, and I had to crawl through the brush to get into camp because I didn't have a damn thing with me that had anything to do with survival. And there
No,
was
but at your camp, I bet you there was a whole shit ton of stuff that could have helped.
30 feet away, there was a hot cup of coffee even.
Yeah.
I mean, God almighty. And I'm laying on the ground going, what the shit? This ain't right. And I could have laid there, which a lot of people out there that don't have the mindset would have laid out there yelling for help. Well, who the hell was going to hear me? There was nobody else in the campground at the time.
That's the good thing about following the warden. Well, not the warden, but the camp host.
Yeah.
Because then it would just be a case of if they're not there, just waiting for them to come back at the end of their day.
That's it. You know that they'll be back.
Yeah.
See, and the thing with Travis out at that camp is him and his wife, they would do long weekends because his wife worked full time. And he's a teacher, so he's off for the whole summer. But most of the time they'd be out there for 3 days. And so don't get hurt between Monday and Thursday. Because
Friday works just fine to hurt yourself. Saturday and Sunday too.
Yeah. That's the problem with me getting hurt. It don't matter what the hell day of the week it's going to be.
Yeah, let's face it, it's always going to be inconvenient, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Well, survival and situational awareness stick to hand. So,
see, and that's
severely
so true, Jorn. It goes hand in hand. Those two, survival and situational awareness. Situational awareness will make the necessity for survival so much less because you won't get yourself in that situation unless it's a real unique circumstance. And then once you're in that situation, your situational awareness then needs to take over. You got to, and that, putting our opinions out of our minds to be situationally aware is important too.
Yeah.
Because if you hear something and you don't know what it is, admit it to yourself. I don't know what the hell that is, you know. But if you do know what it is, then ask yourself, why is it making noise? Why am I hearing that? You know. So you throw all those opinions away and you start judging things for what they actually are.
Exactly. And most of those who get themselves in emergency situations, first of all, they have not the proper clothes, they have not the proper gear, and they have made poor choices in
Right.
their planning of their trips. So that is why most of them get in emergency situations, and when they get there, they don't know how to get out of there.
Yeah.
I saw a fella out west. He had an actual EMT's trauma kit with him. And he got a pretty good cut in his hand. It was deep, down to the bone kind of cut.
Hey, you're up, Destiny. It's good to see
And
you again.
I came across the guy. He had a camp. Came across him, and he's sitting there, and I mean, he's a middle-aged guy, and he's got tears running down his cheeks, and he's holding his hand, and I looked at blood all over the place. I go, what's going on? He goes, I cut my hand really bad, really bad. And I look, and here's a trauma kit sitting there right in front of him, 2 feet away from him. And he says, I can't get that damn first aid kit open. I go, what?
Nightmare.
He goes, I can't take my hand off of the cut because it sprays blood all over the place. I can't get into my first aid kit. I said, holy Jesus. So I opened his first aid kit up for him. And he's just sitting there looking at it. And it's open. All the contents. I mean, he's got sutures, everything are in there. You could have stitched that boy right up. And he's looking at it. And he goes, I can't even open the packaging that shit's in. He says, what do I do? I said, what you do is just be thankful I came across your ass. You'd be sitting here for days staring at your first aid kit. You know, so many people have such a, and that's the best gear. I mean, that's what an EMT flies out of the ambulance with, you know, and but he couldn't use it.
Yeah,
He couldn't use it. So, yep.
So what do you say about Freeman James? A little comment here.
Oh yes, yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, for 2 years I helped in the search and rescue team out in Montana, and we had one hunter. He had all the best gear. Guy was carrying a beautiful Weatherby rifle, you know, a $3,000 gun. When we found him, he was walking down a mountain back logging road that nobody used anymore in his socks and underwear.
Jesus.
And the guy's damn near gonna die from
Exposure.
hypothermia.
Yeah.
A couple of us guys, rescue crew, you know, they saw to his medical needs and they were going to get him transported off the mountain. The rest of us guys, there was like 5 of us. We started heading back up the direction he came from, and we could tell where he had been. Here's a piece of clothing. There's a piece of clothing. There's a boot for the. Okay, now his boots, that freaked me out. There was almost 2 miles between his 2 boots. So
What?
so that goofball walked for almost 2 miles with one boot on.
Oh,
And we found out later the guy was a babbling fool for almost 3 months. It took that long for them to get him to be able to even talk sense anymore. The and he insisted that he didn't realize what he was doing. He says I was hiking and my pack, he says, I convinced myself my pack, because he had a nice day pack. He had food in his day pack. That we found his pack. His pack had food in it. It had everything it needed to get a good fire going. It had 2 tarps in it, and it
okay.
had never been opened. It was just laying there full. Well, it was sitting on a stump. He said, well, the pack started feeling so heavy, and I thought it's going to slow me down. It's going to take that much longer for me to get out of the woods. I can come back and get it someday. So I just set it there. What the hell? He gave up most of his survival gear right there.
Yeah.
And we found that
It would have been to stop, have something to eat, if need be, make shelter for the night, and then start off again the next day and do it in smaller pieces where you don't get starving, you don't get dehydrated because you got all that shit with you. And if it takes you a week to hike out instead of 2 days, then so be it.
and that's what I was telling the guys I was up there with. I told them, I said, look at the gear this guy's got. We're looking at his back, everything in it. Farther up the trail, even farther before we found his pack, it was probably another 2-3 miles. There's that $3,000 gun leaning up against a mountain aspen. Right out in the broad daylight, there's his gun leaning there. It was too heavy, he said. It was too heavy.
Should have just handed that into the police as lost property and then gone back after 6 weeks and claimed it.
Well, that's what I thought is pitch that bugger off in the woods there, and we'll just flag this and come back 6 or 8 months from now and then tell them, yeah, we discovered this. And then if the guy don't want to pay to get it back,
or better still, wrap it up on a tarp and then pitch it in the woods.
well, yeah. But the thing is that guy literally, I mean, first the gun was too heavy, the pack was too heavy, and then he had said, this is a good 3 months after the incident, he finally was able to tell his story. He said, then I started working up a sweat. I was so warm. Well, it was only about 50 degrees out, Fahrenheit. And at night, it was dropping down to freezing.
Yeah. So the chances are, if he was building up a sweat, that was panic.
Yep. So he took off his coat. He took off his hat. Then he took off his outer shirt. Then he took his T-shirt off. He says, I don't remember when I took my pants off. And so, but he worked himself right down to his socks and underwear. And he's walking down that mountain road, and it was getting dark. That was one thing that helped us find him is his white BVDs standing out in that dark light. Our flashlights hit his white underwear except for the big brown spot in the back. And the thing is, I told those guys, I said, now look at this guy. Look at this guy. All of this gear, all of this wonderful gear. Anybody would say, there's an outdoorsman for you. There's an outdoorsman. Look at that gear this guy's got. I said, if I had that gear and I was in his situation and I was lost, I said, I would have set myself up at camp for the night and said, now I got all day tomorrow to walk my butt out of here.
Yeah.
And I would have taken advantage of it and said, yeah, this is cool. I get an extra night out in the woods.
Yeah.
I said, this man ain't an outdoorsman. He's a big box store outdoorsman. He went to his local Walmart and bought all their outdoor gear, and then he went to a gun shop and let them convince him into buying the most expensive rifle they got on the rack. And I said, he's not an outdoorsman. He's just a guy with a shitload of gear and not an ounce of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, what James is saying, people out in the desert, they got water available and they still die of dehydration. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lots of cases of people dying from dehydration in the winter
Yeah,
because they think they can eat snow and
yeah,
stay hydrated.
but they don't. That makes you more dehydrated.
Yep.
Trouble with snow is there's so little water in any given volume of it.
Yeah,
And the amount of core temperature it takes for it to melt down, yeah, you're gonna end up dehydrated and you're gonna die of hypothermia.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with nibbling on snow. I do all the time when I'm out hiking in the winter.
Just
But
avoid
that's not my source of water. That's to take the
well,
parchness out of my mouth,
do that. Not regular. I keep on 1 week at a time.
That's regular.
Yeah, that's regular. I think Mystic Days means that more streams every in a week. So, but I'm happy with 1 week. And if I get some time free at the weekends, I might do one more. So it depends on.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it, Jorn. You're going to find, you got to work your regular schedule around them and everything.
Yeah,
And
I don't want to build up with too many streams a week right now. That would be too much for me.
yeah, you don't want to go there. You don't want to, and I keep thinking about that. I got a month and a half, and that's all I'm going to be doing is streaming, I think.
Take care,
Because
Joe.
I'll only get out once every couple of weeks, do a little snowshoeing or something. But otherwise, I'm just going to be streaming, and I don't know what kind of schedule I'm going to have or anything. I figure all the streams are going to be random except Thursday and Sunday. Those will always just be, yeah, you can count on Thursday and Sunday. Saturday night, I got to eat them damn noodles with Crystal and Gil.
Yeah, I should be there for that.
You better be there for that.
Well, there's nothing to do with me.
Where do you think any of that came from?
It was nothing to do with me.
It all started with you.
No, it didn't. It started with Crystal and Gil doing the noodles in the first place.
I had totally missed their first noodle challenge.
Yeah, I didn't, and I nearly wet myself watching that, so I thought, let's make things worse.
Yeah. Started with you.
I didn't start the fire. I just threw petrol on it.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. Oh, look at the nice little fire they have going.
Yeah, look at that nice little candle.
Yeah. Let's pour a liter or two of gasoline on it. Let's see what happens.
When that starts going, let's throw diesel on it so it burns even hotter.
Yeah, and there's a lot of smoke to go with it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Although I think the burning smoke came the next morning.
Yeah, Mystic Days. Random streams. Yeah.
Yeah, he has always random streams.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
It's surprising. Some of my random streams do better than the scheduled ones. I'll pop a random stream up thinking, maybe I'll get 4 or 5 people in there. And then I got 20-some people hanging around in there for 2 hours. It's just like, where the hell are you people when I have my scheduled streams, Hey, I want to thank you guys for going over and helping out Destination Great Lakes, helping out Travis. He went from 14 subs up to 39, just like that.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Great Lakes destinations. I saw your shout out video about that, Sty, and I I shared it on my Facebook and on my Twitter, and
well, that's great of you guys because that couple they Yeah. They're excited about getting a YouTube channel going, and he's hoping that he can get to the point where he wants him and I to do a joint live out at camp next summer.
So you're going to do a joint with him then, Sty?
Do what?
You're going to do a joint with him?
Do a joint with him. I'm not sure if it's going to be before or after the stream, but
yeah. Right, it's 9 and 8 o'clock in the evening for me, and I haven't eaten today, so I'm going to go and do my dinner. If you're still on when I'm done, I'll be back. Till then, take care all.
You better take care.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later.
Oh, mystic days.
Yeah. Some streams really surprise you.
Yeah, they do actually. So. Yeah,
like I said, I had dozed off here on the couch, and I woke up and I'm going, oh, geez, I got to run to town yet today. And then I just had this gut feeling, so I pulled YouTube up and I'm going, oh, look at yours on. Okay. Because today I don't have any real schedule. It's nothing. So this is convenient.
Yeah, it is. And I'm happy that you could join my panel. So.
Oh, I'm happy that you were up.
Yeah, and for me, it means a lot. So, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we want to see your channel grow.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna shut this down too. So.
Okay. Well, hey, Joran, I know I'll catch you soon.
Yeah.
Somewhere. We always see each other somewhere. So again, buddy, thanks for having your stream, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
and
you're very welcome, buddy.
I'll jump off and let you say goodbye to all your viewers.
Yeah.
Later.
Okay, guys, I shut this down now. So I have done this for 1 hour and 42 minutes and 49 seconds. So, and I'm getting, well, tired. So, and unfocused. So I have to shut down. But guys, thanks for popping in and be here and listen to this rambling. But anyway, guys, have a great day and take care of yourself and stay safe, be prepared, and stay alive. And I see you later. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great day.